Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this momentous occasion, launching of a strategic partnership between the University of Johannesburg and the Gauteng Department of Human Settlements. I would like to acknowledge Honorable Tasneem Mutara, our MEC, Puleng Khadebe Mabaso, Acting HOD, Prof. Refilwe Paswana Mafuya, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, and all the senior and executive managers from the Gauteng Department of Human Settlements, as well as the University of Johannesburg. My name is Mugabe Rachikuni. I'm the Director of Policy and Research in the department. I will be your program director for today. We are operating on limited time, so I will move very quickly to the opening remarks by Prof. Executive Dean Daniel Mashao. Please, can you come up to the stage, Prof, to give us opening remarks? What's exciting about this partnership, of course, is the research chair that we'll be establishing as a department at this institution, which will enable us to do a whole range of things, directing master's and PhD research towards our priorities, upskilling and equipping of some of our staff. I mean, I was talking to Prof. Clinton. There's things that they have already for our project managers and so forth that they offer to our employees and professionals in the department, with accreditation towards the industry bodies as well. So, yeah, I think Prof. Mashau is here. Please come and do the welcome remarks, sir. Can we have a round of applause?
Good morning. I'm sure all of us have experienced this amazing weather. When you live in another city other than the great city of Johannesburg, you find that the road is affected by this weather. Thank you very much. I'm here as the Executive Dean of the Faculty of Engineering and the Built Environment, and my role is really to welcome you. Honorable MEC, Tasneem Mutara, Professor Refilwe Paswana Mafuya, distinguished guests from the Gauteng Department of Human Settlements, esteemed colleagues from the University of Johannesburg, I see a couple of you here, partners and stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's indeed my privilege and pleasure to welcome you to the University of Johannesburg on this momentous occasion. We are gathered here today to witness a signing of a formalization of an impactful partnership that will shape the future of sustainable human settlements in Gauteng and beyond. As an Executive Dean of the Faculty of Engineering and the Built Environment, I'm particularly excited that we are doing this project. I'm excited because UJ is indeed the best university to work with. In case you do not know, let me let you know that the Faculty of Engineering and the Built Environment is the largest faculty of engineering and the built environment in the country. So we are not only big, and we have over 30 programs. We have about 5 industry partners that accredit our programs. So our faculty is highly accredited. You have to come in every year for different programs that we do. You have EXA, you have SHSCRC, and many others, South African Geomatics Council, that have to accredit our programs. But we are very glad we have over 10,000 students at UJ. We cover the whole engineering spectrum from science and technology. That is because in our formulation as a faculty, we had RAU, which was bringing in the engineering from the science direction, and we also had Vets Technicon, which was bringing engineering from the technology side. So in this faculty, we are very blessed to have this newly established Gauteng Department of Human Settlements Research Chair, which will be located in this faculty. Now, you might be thinking, why do you need to do things like this? But the reason you need to do things like this is like, as you can see right now, our weather patterns are very different. I was talking to my daughter, looking at the weather, and saying that, you know, I knew that this year was going to be different due to El Nino and El Nina patterns and the global warming. But how different is it going to be? And how can we as a country and as a city and as a province take advantage of this? The fact that we know that change that we cannot control is coming across our way. And the only way to do that is really to have research centers. It's really to have places where people can look at the books, can look at the weather patterns, and be able to say, given this kind of change, this is how we will respond. This faculty is part of the University of Johannesburg vision that we live up to, which is an international university of choice anchored in Africa and the global south, and dynamically shaping a sustainable future. Now, if you look at all those statements that we have put in there, they are really talking to our issues. When we say we are an international university of choice, you would have seen that of all the universities in South Africa, UJ received the most applications. We received about 693,000 applications for just 10,000 spaces. And this talks about an institution that is an international university of choice, where many of our students decide to come to. But the second part of our statement that says anchored in Africa and the global south talks to the issues that we are dealing with right now, talks to us saying that we want to be relevant. We don't want to be an institution that is sitting in a white tower and not really being relevant to our challenges. We at the University of Johannesburg, we have worked on a project that was launched 2 years ago by the Minister of Science and Education then, the project of 3D printing of RDP houses. Now, that was a project that we are still working on. I see Prof. Mahachi is here and many other colleagues that are looking at that. But in addition to all of these things that we need to do, there are many challenges that we are facing as a nation and as a country. We have the triple challenge on our country. As I was driving from Pretoria this morning, I was listening to SAFM, and you can hear that everybody's looking at the budget speech that is coming today, and everybody's talking about unemployment. What are we going to do? How are we going to fix this? How are we going to fix our infrastructure? How are we going to repair our roads, and so on and so forth? So these challenges are relevant to us, and the second part of our vision of being anchored in Africa and the global south talks to those issues, and finally driving a sustainable future. As we need to do that, we need to continue with that. I can talk a long time about UJ, and I can talk about what we are doing and what we want to do as a faculty, but I think today it's us here to celebrate this significant milestone, to reaffirm our commitment to collaboration, knowledge sharing, and innovative thinking. The challenges of housing and human settlements are multifaceted, but through strong partnerships, we can create meaningful and lasting solutions that serve the needs of our community. On behalf of the University of Johannesburg and the Faculty of Engineering and the Built Environment, I want to extend the welcome to all of you and express my deepest gratitude to our partners at the Gauteng Department of Human Settlements. May this be a beginning of a fruitful, long-term collaboration that contributes to the advancement of a sustainable human settlement in South Africa. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof, for that warm welcome and opening remarks. UJ is an exceptional example of transformation within the post-94 dispensation. We know the challenges we have in higher education. Transformation is a big word for us in government. In human settlement specifically, we talk about spatial transformation. The politicians say spatial transformation. And also socio-economic transformation, because infrastructure is the economy. So as we build houses, there's economic activity that is catalyzed around it. So this partnership is significant because innovation drives SMME development. Societies that prioritize research, innovate, and all entrepreneurial activities is based on innovation. So I don't want to say much. Let me welcome the Deputy Vice Chancellor of UJ, Prof. Refilwe Paswana Mafuya, to give us her remarks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mugabe. I'll stop there. And good morning to you all. The Executive Dean who was speaking here is actually the longest serving Executive Dean in the University of Johannesburg as we speak. What do you say to that? So not only is he running a huge faculty in the university and in the country, but also he is long-serving, very loyal and dedicated. Honorable MEC Tasneem Motarwa, representatives from the Gauteng Department of Human Settlement, colleagues from the University of Johannesburg, faculty, Phoebe for short, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is such an honor to stand before you on this auspicious occasion on behalf of our Deputy Vice Chancellor and Principal, Professor Letlhokwa Mpedi, to formalize and celebrate an unprecedented partnership of immense strategic significance between the University of Johannesburg and the Gauteng Department of Human Settlements. Today is a very special day for us. It marks not just the signing of an MoU, but the beginning of a transformative collaboration, and the Transformation Office is here, that seeks to promote sustainable human settlements in this reign. Like, that's what I was thinking about as I was driving. Where are the people in the townships? Where are the people in informal settlements? What's happening to them? So this partnership seeks to promote sustainable human settlements, drive impactful research, and contribute to the policy landscape in South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, this partnership is a live example of what the University of Johannesburg Strategic Plan 2035 is all about. It's about universities working with program implementers, policymakers for societal change of this nature. At the University of Johannesburg, we are deeply committed, MEC, to research-driven innovation that not only advances knowledge, but also addresses pressing societal challenges in line with our strategic plan. Our engagement with your department, MEC, through this MoU reflects our shared commitment with you to enhancing the development of sustainable human settlements through evidence-based research, and I heard you are a lover of that, so that makes both of us. This partnership will facilitate 5 critical initiatives. Number one, the establishment of the Gauteng Department of Human Settlements Research Chair. That's a KPI for me. This research chair will provide full scholarships and bursaries for master's and PhD students, led by a very capable professor, Professor Clinton, who over the last 8 years has supervised more than 89 PhDs, MEC. So we have no doubt that we are going to see radical change with this kind of opportunity. We are committed as an institution to supporting this chair, and we are very grateful that your department, MEC, is also as committed, not only verbally, but also committing an amount of 5 million rand per year for the next 5 years to ensure sustained research and capacity development in this critical area. Number 2, research collaboration. I always say research collaboration is the way to go. If you want to multiply your efforts, work with others. And this is the kind of collaboration that we are definitely going to hold with 2 hands. And we will be coming to the Human Settlements Department, MEC, myself included. So this collaboration will be done through joint studies and knowledge-sharing initiatives, and we hope to see more people in the department also doing their master's and doctoral degrees in this regard. We will engage with you in impactful research that will inform housing policies and urban development strategies. By working together, we can harness the power of data and research to provide actionable solutions. This is going to be an exemplary department in government, I can tell you that. Number 3, policy support and strategic interventions. Our role as an academic institution is not only to generate knowledge, but to also support its practical implementation. For knowledge without implementation has got no power. This collaboration will facilitate direct engagement with you as policymakers, ensuring that research translates into meaningful, implementable policies for the betterment of our communities. Number 4, participation in the Gauteng Department of Human Settlements Policy and Research Symposium. We will be there. As we look ahead, UJ will become a very proud strategic partner in this particular symposium, which will serve as a platform for engagement with various stakeholders, policymakers, the industry, and the broader public. And through this, we aim to foster a dynamic exchange of ideas and best practices. Lastly, the development of a sustainable human settlements journal periodical. This academic, having served as an executive editor and a chief executive, is it called chief executive editor? Like the overall, ran the journal, had a 7-year partnership with Routledge, made the African voice to be actively heard in the HIV space, which is where I've worked for over 20 years. I really know the value of having a medium through which we can divulge, share what we will be doing. So I see this journal as a platform to showcase the wonderful collaboration that we'll be having. I see special issues, happening, and I hope we will have the launch of the journal and call press houses and also get partnerships, because some of our people may not afford to pay article processing fees. Like I'm talking about the fact that this journal will not just be for South Africa, but it will be for the African continent and the world. We'll make sure that it becomes internationally accredited, and we'll make sure that the Department of Human Settlement gets to be known as an example, not in South Africa only, but over the world through this journal. I'm very, very much excited about this. So in conclusion, the significance of today's event, colleagues, friends, our distinguished guests, cannot be overemphasized. The MoU we signed today is a testament to our mutual commitment to promoting sustainable and inclusive human settlements according to the needs of our communities. And the research that will emerge from this partnership will not only enrich academic discourse, but also have a direct impact, and I've said this over and over again, on policy and practice within the built environment sector. And I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to the MEC, Tasneem Motara, and her team at the Department of Gauteng Department of Housing Gauteng Department of Human Settlement, I must be correct, for their dedication to this collaboration. Your commitment to evidence-based policy and academic partnership is commendable. We look forward to working together with you. I also want to thank the leadership of the UJ, the Executive Dean, our colleagues who are driving this initiative. particularly the Sustainable Women Settlement and Construction Research Center, for spearheading this marvelous, wonderful initiative. Your unwavering commitment to research excellence continues to elevate UJ's position, the #1 university in research in Africa and in the world. So as we move forward, let us embrace this partnership, colleagues, with a spirit of collaboration, and our collaborators, the Department of Human Settlement, and commitment to change. Together, we have an opportunity to shape the future of human settlements in Gauteng and beyond. I thank you so much.
Thank you, Prof. Just to say, I know when I met with Prof. Clinton, one of the things he was constantly asking me, I think it's part of his KPIs, is how much are you guys going to put into this partnership? So after I came from our strat plan last week, we've asked for 5 million, but it's between you and I. So it's hard until we do a formal process. So, Prof, we've asked for 5 million for the 2025-26 financial year. We may want to commit more resources going forward. So I wanted to say that. And we've got the support of our MEC and our HOD in terms of the importance of policy and research work. So yeah, I can see what the KPIs are high. I just thought it corrected to, we are still in our internal processes, but but pressure, but it's fine. Thank you for that, Deputy Vice Chancellor. We appreciate the institution. Let me welcome onto the stage Honorable MEC Tasneem Mutara to give us the keynote address.
Thank you so much, Program Director. And thank you so much to the University of Johannesburg's leadership for welcoming us and hosting us this morning. Let me also greet you, Executive Dean, Prof. Mashao, our UJ Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Refilwe Paswana Mafuya, also to Professor Gambo, who's the head of school, and that's the School of Engineering and the Built Environment. Dr. Lerato, I'm not going to say your surname, Head of Department, Construction Management and Quantity Surveying, and to Prof. Mahaki, who's also the Acting Head of Department, who's also part of the leadership representatives of the University of Johannesburg. Let me greet the Acting Head of Department, that's Ms. Puleng Kadebe Mabaso, and to all the guests, to the colleagues from the University of Johannesburg, all representatives from the Department of Human Settlements, also to all stakeholders who are interested in this process, fellow advocates for a just and equitable society. Good morning. Today we convene not merely to formalize an agreement, but to ignite a movement here with the university. We are here to forge a powerful alliance, a partnership dedicated to the monumental task of transforming human settlements in Gauteng. This memorandum of understanding between the Gauteng Department of Human Settlements and the University of Johannesburg is more than a document. It's a covenant, a solemn promise to work together, to innovate together, and to build a Gauteng where dignified living is not a privilege, but an inalienable right. This MoU provides the essential scaffolding for our collaborative endeavors. It establishes the guiding principles that will govern our working relationship, paving the way for future agreements and outlining a structured approach to joint initiatives. Our collaboration will encompass a broad spectrum of activities, including groundbreaking research and development, innovative administrative practices, the strategic sharing of facilities and resources, and the pursuit of matters of mutual interest and benefit. This is not simply about cooperation, it is about creating a synergistic force for change, a force capable of dismantling the systemic barriers that perpetuate inequality in our human settlements. I extend my deepest gratitude to the University of Johannesburg for their visionary leadership in establishing the Sustainable Human Settlement and Construction Research Center. This is not just another academic undertaking. It is a beacon of hope, a catalyst for innovation that promises to revolutionize human settlements delivery in Gauteng and beyond. This center, I firmly believe, must be at the forefront of combating the plague of inadequate housing that continues to afflict our communities. We must harness its intellectual capacity to generate solutions that are not only practical and sustainable, but also deeply rooted in the lived experiences of our people. Research, as we all know, is the lifeblood of informed policy. In the intricate and often contentious realm of human settlements, robust and rigorous research is not merely desirable, it is absolutely indispensable. It is the compass that guides us through the complex landscape of challenges, illuminating the path towards effective and equitable solutions. We must understand the multifaceted nature of the housing backlog and its devastating impact on the socio-economic development of our communities. We must delve into the data, analyze the trends, and most importantly, listen to the voices of those most affected. This brings me to a critical issue, a challenge that demands our immediate and unwavering attention, the so-called 40-40-40 problem. This is not merely a statistical anomaly, it is a stark indictment of the enduring legacy of apartheid, a painful reminder of the systemic injustices that continue to shape our urban landscape. It speaks to the harsh realities faced by so many of our citizens, realities that we must confront with courage, empathy, and a deep commitment to social justice. Let me elaborate. The 40-40 problem, as it relates to human settlements and urban development, manifests in the following interconnected challenges. It's 40 square meters, and this represents the size of many of the houses in which people live. Often inadequate for families and lacking basic amenities, this speaks to the spatial Mugabe, injustice that persists in our urban landscape, a direct consequence of apartheid-era planning that deliberately confined Black people to overcrowded and underserviced areas. And then 40 kilometers. This is the approximate distance that many residents must travel daily to reach their places of work. This speaks to the spatial disconnect between where people live and where they work, a consequence of apartheid's deliberate policy of separating residential areas from economic centers, forcing Black people into long and arduous commutes. And lastly, the last 40% represents the proportion of their land income, their hard-earned income, that many residents spend on transportation to and from work. This speaks to the economic burden imposed by inefficient spatial planning, a burden that disproportionately affects the most vulnerable members of our society, a legacy of apartheid's exploitative labor practices. These three interconnected 40s paint a stark picture of the enduring consequences of apartheid's spatial planning and racially motivated laws. The Group Areas Act, the migrant labor system, and other discriminatory legislation created a fragmented and unequal urban landscape, where access to housing, employment, and basic services was determined by race. These policies not only created physical barriers, but also entrenched social and economic inequalities that continue to plague us today. The 40-40-40 problem is a direct result of this deliberate and systematic oppression. Remedying the 40-40-40 problem requires a multi-pronged approach. We need to dismantle the spatial legacy of apartheid, promote integrated development, and invest in sustainable transportation systems. We need to create affordable housing options closer to employment centers and ensure access to essential services. We need to empower communities and give them a voice in shaping their own future. This MoU is a powerful instrument in our quest to address these challenges. It provides a platform for the allocation of financial, intellectual, and physical resources towards realizing the dream of an interlinked Gauteng metropolis. It will enable us to leverage the expertise of UJ to conduct cutting-edge research, develop innovative solutions, and train the next generation of urban planners and human settlements professionals. I'm also thrilled to announce that we are launching the Gauteng Department of Human Settlements Research Chair at UJ. This groundbreaking initiative will give us a competitive edge in research and policy development, driving innovation and embracing technological advancements within the built environment. We will be directing significant resources towards this crucial endeavor, demonstrating our commitment to being at the cutting edge of the sector, ultimately improving living conditions, housing delivery, and the quality of life for all Gauteng citizens. This is not just about building houses. It's about building a just and equitable society. It's about creating spaces where people can thrive, where families can flourish, and where the wounds of the past can begin to heal. It is about building a Gauteng where everyone has the opportunity to live a life of dignity and purpose. Let us therefore embrace this partnership with open hands and open minds. Let us work together with unwavering commitment and shared purpose to build a better future for all the people of Gauteng. Let us reclaim our future, a future free from the shackles of the past, a future where human dignity is not a privilege, but a fundamental right. I thank you.
Thank you, MEC. Can you please remain on stage? I would like to ask the Deputy Vice Chancellor and the Dean. I think they've got a gift they'd like to present to you, and a photo op.
Okay.
So, yes. There you go.
Okay.
No, you can.
Oh, I must come
In
inside.
between.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, they want the. Okay, this maybe just the. You want to move, please? Move back again. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Can you join me?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Let's go out this way.
It's fine, I'll move it. Thank you for that, MEC, giving us the political direction and a background. Apartheid was, at its foundation, spatial planning. So to reverse the effects of apartheid, you need to be better at spatial planning. So what we do in this department and in partnership like this is very critical towards reversing or changing the legacy of apartheid. It's important that we always have that historical perspective in mind when we do the things we do, because sometimes, you know, we get caught up in the day-to-day things. We forget how important and how critical the work that we do is in reversing the injustices of the past. Spatial equality, spatial justice, spatial transformation is fundamentally important to reversing the impact of apartheid on our society. And Gauteng being the hub, that's where the impact is felt the most in our communities. So I don't want to speak a lot. We're going to move to the symbolic signing ceremony. Where's Murunga? Yeah, okay, are you going to quote? I think acting HOD and the MEC and the Deputy Vice Chancellor, you're going to move to the symbolic signing of the Memorandum of Understanding with the photo ops and so forth. We're all about aesthetics today. I see my friend, let me just digress a bit. My friend Tsepo Biko Litea is here. Stand up, my guy. I'm making, I know you know him, MEC. Actually, today wouldn't have happened without Tsepo Biko Litea, because Prof. Clinton is his supervisor, I think, for his master's, which he just finished. So he said, you've got to meet Prof. Clinton Mugabe. You and him will get along. So this partnership today is a result of Tsepo Litea. Thank you, Tsepo. I just thought I should acknowledge you. All right. Can you move MEC, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Executive Dean, the symbolic signing of the MoU, and then Brastenli Luwengo and Prof. Clinton will be our witnesses. Oh, and the Dean Mashao. Okay, okay, okay. We'll have a photo op and a symbolic signing, colleagues. So, thank you. Yes, you, Jake. You, Jake. Oh, perfect. 19th.
So I think they're going to proceed to chairs.
To sign. All right. And once the symbolic signing is done, please move across to the tables for the signing of the actual MoU. And photo ops, between the HOD will sign on our side, the DVC, but we want the MEC and all the other leadership to be part of the photo op. You know? We're all about content creation today. Are you winning? What's the time? Yeah, it's fine. So they just go to the lobby and then they'll be those who remain here for photo ops. Okay. All right. Thank you, MEC, Acting HOD, DVC, and the Executive Dean. We are at the end of our program. Just before I ask Prof. Clinton to come and give a vote of thanks, I have to just acknowledge Morungwa and her team. Thank you, Morungwa and your team, for pulling this event together with the Prof. I know when we conceptualized this with the initial meeting, I'm not very good at detail, so when I have people that have detail, it assists. And Morungwa and the team were that. So we just want to appreciate them publicly for the success of this event. And to say, you know, the research chair that we're establishing at UJ, it's going to be a physical location with our branding and UJ's branding where you'll be able to see the activity that is happening. It's not just some pie in the sky idea that we've conceptualized. We are going to do very cutting edge things. I've already spoken to Prof. Clinton. We were in the Premier's office about 2 weeks ago, giving our research plans for the next 5 years. And we've got things we want to do. We had over 20 topics. And as I was talking to Prof, those are even expanding. So we're going to do things that are relevant to the work that we do, to program implementation and so forth in this partnership. And Prof was even saying, you know, it's going to be a space where even, you know, sometimes if you want to just come work there, there's going to be a researcher physically at UJ, which we're going to direct resources to. 5 million the upcoming financial year, and then more. I'm going to ask for more. Me, I'm like Oliver Twist, I believe in asking for more. Because we want to do things that have got transformative impact. We don't just want to do things to tick boxes. I'm glad when I met with Prof and I connected immediately. He's a revolutionary intellectual, I'm a revolutionary bureaucrat. So we connected. You know, we want to make a change, we want to make a difference, an impact. We don't want to do things as have always been done because that's how it's done. We want to see change. And unfortunately, in the public sector, sometimes it becomes a box-ticking exercise. But we are here, and we are going to aggressively push to see change. And we are grateful that we've got an MEC and an HOD that really supports what we are trying to do. So with that being said, Prof, please come and give the closing remarks. Thank you.
Good morning, and thanks to everyone being here this morning. I know the weather is a little bit climate change-like. So thank you very much once again. Honorable MEC Botara, thank you very much for your time. DVC Research, Professor Refile. Acting HOD, Mrs. Puleng, thank you very much for being here this morning. And our Executive Dean, Prof. Mashao, who is my boss, Program Director, Mr. Mugabe, thank you so much. I think when I met him through email, I think we just connected, and I'm glad that we're able to actually make this happen. And also I want to thank the representative from the Gauteng Department of Human Settlement, colleagues from the University of Johannesburg, esteemed guests, and the distinguished partners. I remember when I started my PhD in 2009, and I'm a quantity surveyor by training, and somewhere along the line, I realized that I love cost modeling. I just believe that there should not be waste. But somewhere along the line, I stumbled into the RODP discussions and all that. And one of the things that I was thinking about is these houses that had been built, then it's just 1.4 million houses that had been built. My concern was, what are the people doing with the houses? And I was driven by that particular research on post-occupancy and evaluation. And during the course of doing my master's in post-occupancy and evaluation of the RODP houses, something struck my attention. I realized that we need to actually develop a satisfaction model, because considering that Section 27 of the Constitution talks about progressive realization of housing rights, and we were complaining that people were not taking good care of the houses. So my question was psychological. Why will I take care of the house if I am not involved in the conceptualization? More or less a top-down approach. I then developed a framework that will actually ensure that the people receiving their houses, once they are satisfied, they will be able to take good care of it. So ladies and gentlemen, that actually led me and brought me, I think 2 years after my PhD, to create a center on human settlement. And I'm very glad what we're able to do in this particular space. For me, it is a great gratitude and privilege and appreciation that I stand before you today to actually say thank you to this particular occasion. I believe specifically that this event is a significant milestone in our collective pursuit of excellence in research, innovation, and at the same time, I want to use the word progressive development of our collective human settlement. First and foremost, I really want to appreciate again my deep appreciation to the Vice Chancellor, even though he's not here, represented by our able DVC, Professor Refilwe, for their continual leadership and vision in promoting what I would call impactful collaborations. Their dedication to positioning UJ as not just a globally recognized institution of research excellence, but as one that is actually posed to make societal impact, has actually made this particular partnership and collaboration with the Department of Human Settlement possible. A special word of thanks also go to our esteemed guest, Honorable M.C. Mutara, and the leadership team of the Gauteng Department of Human Settlement, also the acting HOD. Your commitment to evidence-based policy making, research-driven solution is really commendable. Through this partnership, I personally believe that we are going to take both steps towards addressing some of the pressing challenges in the urban development, housing, and at the same time looking at the entire ecosystem of our human settlement. A highlight of today's event is the establishment of the Gauteng Department of Human Settlement Research Chair. And we don't take this for granted. And as UJ, we believe that it's going to play a very prominent transformative role in shaping research and policy development in the sector. We need this so that we can actually be able to make evidence-based decisions. This initiative, for me, is a testament to the trust, the confidence that the Department of Human Settlement has placed on UJ as a leader in research and innovation. So with this support, we believe that we will be able to provide and support our own people, those that are really disadvantaged, scholarship bursaries. We are just finishing with our master's registration and PhD at the moment. There are a lot of students really looking for bursaries. And with the little we're able to get, we're actually able to assist them to register. And those that also want to come for PhD. And this will enable the next generation, to enable us to create next generation of thought scholars, and at the same time, practitioners that will contribute meaningfully to the built environment. I must also acknowledge the crucial role of Professor Danny Mashao. Prof, thank you so much. Prof Mashao gives me wings to fly. When I come to him with MoU, you know, he accepts me and he reads through it. We do a couple of emails. Prof, under your leadership, our faculty has really become the largest and at the same time the best in the country, which is actually something that is excelling in the construction-related disciplines. So the Department of Construction Management and Quantity Surveying, where I am resident, where the researcher will be domiciled, led by our Dr. Lerato, we set a benchmark for excellence. I can assure you this. I'm deeply committed to, I always believe that anything I lay my hands to do, I need to put in all my efforts. That we actually provide and set a benchmark for excellence. And this initiative will further strengthen its standing. It will help the department to become a hub of knowledge and innovation. If there's anything we're lacking at the moment, I remember when I was doing my master's back in the days, there were really shortages of information. If you want to collect data, you need to go back to the field. We need a database, and it's one of the things that we want to drive through this particular collaboration. So I'm particularly grateful to our researchers also, the colleagues that work with me behind the scene, the staff of the faculty. Thank you so much. I see Dr. Onatu here, Professor Gumbo, Professor Mahachi, thank you so much for your leadership. And also our postgraduate students who will be at the heart of this collaboration. Your expertise, your dedication, and curiosity will drive the research agenda, ensuring that our output really contributes meaningfully to policy implementation. This partnership extends beyond research, ladies and gentlemen, as we have heard already. It is about building a legacy. I use the word the legacy because with the launch of the Sustainable Human Settlement Periodica, we don't want to use the name journal, we want to call it Periodica because we want to create a particular opportunity where people from the industry, academia can actually be able to contribute so that we can have a collective database, which we are really lacking for human settlement within the continent. If you can check anywhere, you really don't find human settlement journals within the continent. And with this particular legacy, we'll be able to create a dedicated platform to share insights, research findings, and best practices with scholars. South Africa will do so much. We have fantastic policy, and at the same time, we'll also be able to engage industry professionals. And this will align perfectly with UJ's mission of being a transformative and responsive university. Ladies and gentlemen, I really want to finally express my deepest appreciation to everyone who has worked tirelessly behind the scene. I have an administrator that I call even by 8 p.m. I'm sure the husband would have been used to it by now. Thank you so much, Ms. Noklankla. Dr. David Love, thank you so much. You guys make this event very successful. From our administrative team, we want to say that everything you have done has not gone unnoticed. Ladies and gentlemen, as we leave here today, let's live here with a renewed sense of purpose and commitment to creating a sustainable, inclusive, and resilient settlement, as the MEC have said. And I look forward to working with every one of you from the Human Settlement Department to actually create a change. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. What Prof doesn't say that he actually won the, if I'm correct, the Best Researcher Award at UJ. So we are in good hands with him. We've come to the end of our program. I want to thank you all for being here to witness this. I hope we are all reinvigorated and inspired. To build a better society, we need transformative individuals, not just leaders. We need to become transformative in whatever spaces we find ourselves in. We've got a great country, we've got a lot to contribute, and education is not really about just getting a better life for ourselves, especially as Black South Africans. Education should be about making a contribution to building a better society. And that's what this is about. So thank you for joining us. At 10:30 in the lobby, there will be food that will be served. I think for the MEC and our senior leaders, there will be media interviews. I think, Sebastian, you'll coordinate that, give the MEC spokesperson, and Morongwe. So we would ask them to stay because there will be media interviews and also maybe more photo ops. But the rest of you can just go to the lobby and wait for 10:30 when food will be served. Thank you very much, and then have a great day further.
So thank you very much. And I think from our side, at the University of Johannesburg, we want to say thank you to the MEC of the Gauteng Human Settlement Department for actually providing leadership, not just the signing of the MoU, but for the establishment of the Sustainable Human Settlement Research in the University of Johannesburg. I think on our side, I want to let them know that we are committed, and at the same time, we want to actually support the department to drive impactful research, to help to capacitate more students, create more thought leaders. But the most important thing is that, as the MEC have said, looking at how this particular chair will contribute and try to solve the 40 problems that we have, that our people need to actually live in a better environment, but at the same time, actually be able to ensure that they have a better quality of life. So I think on behalf of the University of Johannesburg, we want to say thank you, and we are actually in place to actually help to support impact-driven research through every avenue we are going to actually create with this particular research chair. Thank you very much.
We are here today to sign an MoU with the University of Johannesburg that will, amongst others, see us establishing a research desk with a research chair with the university to help look at and research ways of human settlements, improving the delivery of human settlements. What are some of the challenges, where are the pitfalls in terms of policy, but also look at futuristically innovation. What is the sector saying about where human settlements should go, given different factors such as budget, the economy, factors like global warming, factors like immigration, those elements that contribute either negatively or positively in our ability to deliver human settlements. So this research partnership is really going to help us make better decisions, relook at policy, but also revise and rework how it is that human settlements is delivered. For us in Gauteng, we are the biggest province that the province that contributes the biggest amount into human settlements, both from a demand but also from a delivery perspective. So we think if we can use research as a base and a tool to make better decisions going forward, we can also address human settlements as a whole for the country.
So any last message to the residents?
I think to the residents of the province is really just to say that we are still committed to delivering human settlements, especially for the those who qualify for subsidies. Yes, we do have a huge backlog, but I think just revising and looking at policy, what are improvements we can make, and contributing positively to research can help us address some of the perennial problems that we've had over a period of time.